In every train of relationship, in every train of life, there has to be leadership. Leadership is when you empower a collective team to move together in success and progress. A lot of people have misconstrued leadership with dominance. Dominance is just the opposite side. It's when you are leading for yourself alone. True leadership is when you lead in consonance with the support of the people you're leading and with the sole intention of meeting a good end for what you are leading. Today we are going to be looking at dominance in relationship. And I have guests here on the program that would be joining me to do justice to this particular topic as it relates to young people. You're welcome to the program. Please do sit down. Thank you. My name is Johnny, and I have with me on the program
Tayo Adeleke
and
Ogunbona Rachel.
welcome to the program. This is Hot Button.
Thank you for
So, we are looking at dominance in a relationship. Tell me, Rachel, what does dominance in a relationship mean to you?
First of all, I'll start with what dominance is. Dominance is having like control in a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, so dominance in a relationship is basically like who is in charge, who should be the head of the relationship, who should give out the rules, the do's and don'ts in a relationship.
In a relationship.
Yes.
Okay, let me hear from you, Tayo. What is
Okay,
dominance?
let me define dominance first, which is having power and influence over others.
Mm.
And in a relationship, is like what she said, being in charge,
Mm.
coordinates, and taking charge of that relationship.
Hmm. The question is this: why would a partner want to dominate in a relationship?
I think it's very necessary. Like that's like one of the very necessary things in a relationship. Somebody has
Okay.
to be the lead.
Mm.
Someone has to be the one coordinating, like
Okay.
you used. Someone has to be the one in charge, basically. So I think dominance is very, very much important in how a relationship should work.
Okay.
Both of us cannot be on the same level.
Mm.
One should be a bit higher. Like dominating the relationship, one should be in charge of it, of the other person or the relationship.
Okay.
So you need to one should be able to give command
Okay.
at that point.
Command. Hmm. Now I keep wondering, like, okay, these two people, do they have to come together to say, okay, let's decide who is going to dominate this relationship, or is it a tussle? Is it a struggle?
No, they can't just say, okay, let's decide who will be dominating the relationship. But,
So how?
with their attitude,
Okay.
actions, that's where you know the one that will dominate.
So it depends on how smart you
How
are. I am
sm-
trying to understand who begins to how do you contest for someone who has to be the dominant one in the relationship? Is it the one with the loudest voice or the one that causes trouble?
Normally, in a relationship,
Mm.
a man is the head. Like we give it to them, they are the head of the family. Yeah.
Mm.
So the man is automatically the one that is meant to dominate.
Does he dominate or he leads or
He leads and he dominates.
okay?
He has to make a fact that, oh, I'm the one in charge. He has to like
Mm.
leave that mark there that I'm the one in charge. I'm the head of the family. I'm the man. So you have to obey and
So
like
you're
yeah.
giving it to the man to
Yes.
dominate.
Men are meant to dominate.
Men are meant to dominate, even according to Bible.
Mm.
We are to be in charge.
Okay.
We are to supervise.
Supervise.
We are to oversee.
Oversee. Okay.
That's it. So men are to be in charge.
Men are to be in charge. How does dominance affect a relationship?
Dominance affect relationship in two ways, positive and negative.
Okay.
A man should be able to take charge of that responsibility, dominating the relationship. Okay, the lady wants to do something. Okay, tell her not to do it. As a man,
Like that.
you need to think ahead of the lady.
Okay.
So you need to think front, back, left, right. So
As
if
a man.
as a
Oh,
man,
great.
if you're doing this, what will be the consequence?
Okay.
And the lady will ask, okay, why didn't you want me to do it? Okay, if you do it this way, this is what will happen.
Yeah.
So don't do it this way. So with that, you are dominating our opinion
Okay.
with yours. And in another way,
Respectfully, though.
yes,
Yeah.
in
Okay.
another way, in the negative aspect is the man will just say, okay, I'm the head. This is what you must do.
Imposing.
Imposing
rules. Okay.
that rule on that lady, which is wrong.
Yeah, that's what the problem comes
Which
in.
will make the ladies feel weak.
Hmm.
As a lady, that okay, I want to do this, you didn't want me to do it. I want to do this, you don't want me to do it.
Okay.
And you're not given the reason of not doing such.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not giving the reason. You just say, I have said it, and
You
that is
That's
it.
final.
Okay.
that's fine.
So there are certain kind of dominance that ladies can take and ladies cannot take based on what he just said now. I could see you nodding to what he said. So what kind of dominance would you not want to say, would you not want to take from a man?
If you're telling, like I said, if you're telling me to do something and you're not giving me reasons why I should do so or why I shouldn't do it, yeah.
Okay.
In dominance, there should be respect.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to like tell me in a very respectful way, babe, do this, don't do this, this is the consequence, this is what is going to happen if you do it, if you don't. You have to, like, I feel like with that respect, the woman wants, oh, my husband is saying this, let me listen to him.
Okay.
He knows what he's saying. Let me listen, let me give him listening ears. So I feel like respect should be there.
Okay.
And then the other part of dominance that I said, the negative part,
part,
where
yeah.
you are like, oh, you must do this, if you don't do this, and blah, blah, blah. I feel like, no, that's like really bad. That's not it. You shouldn't treat
Hmm.
a woman like that.
Shouldn't treat a woman.
Yes, you should tell her calmly. You know, women, we are very emotional. We are like, any small thing, everybody stabbing, crying, and everything. So, like, you should, I don't know, dominate a woman in the right way, respectfully. Yeah, and she will give in to you.
So you can dominate, but don't be domineering.
Yes.
Yes.
Domineering is always imposing it
Yeah,
because
imposing
you're in
it.
position to dominate.
Yes.
So it is okay to dominate,
Yeah, it's
but you
very
don't
much.
have to be domineering.
Yes.
Good. Now, what says a woman should not dominate?
Nothing.
So why shouldn't women dominate?
Women can dominate.
I want to understand why should it just be the man? Is it because the Bible says it, or because we've seen situations where women
Yeah, the
dominate?
Bible said we should be submissive, yeah?
Okay.
We should be submissive. So, like, listen to whatever your husband says.
Mm.
But, like, there's sometimes your husband can be wrong.
Okay.
Your husband, yeah, humans can definitely be wrong. So, yeah, I feel like women can also be dominating, like, but then some women do take it extra mile.
That's it.
They do take it extra mile.
Okay.
They start doing my husband this, my no, don't do that.
You know,
It's not right.
some women take it extra mile and
Okay.
they see the guy as how should I put it, as fool
Okay.
now. Like, you know,
Like they want to control the man
maybe
or
when
something?
when the lady said, okay, do this the first time, and the man did it willingly. But you know, you are now seeing it as
Yeah.
it's my responsibility
responsibility.
to tell this man to do it. No,
Now I can
they now
control
take
him.
it for granted because the man have done it the first time,
Yeah.
which ought not to be. Yes, you giving that chance of dominating that period, you should not take it to extra mile
Okay.
or taking it for granted.
Okay. So now, what will the man display? What kind of action will he display to show that he's using this dominating power excessively?
When it comes to obey my last order, like, don't ask me question, just do what I say. That one
Okay.
is using the dominating power.
Okay.
And using that, should I say, let me just say ego.
Okay.
Ego as a man that, okay,
Okay.
yes, I'm the
Since
head,
I'm
I'm
dominating, I have to
I'm the
impose
head,
everything,
so
okay.
I have to impose everything. So you are misusing that dominating power like that.
Okay. Now, when you have a man using that kind of power, how can you, as a woman, bring him to his right senses?
Okay. You talk to him. I feel like if there's respect in a relationship, everything can go well. So you talk to him, say, babe, I don't like the way you approached me, the way you talked about this thing earlier,
Okay.
and it made me feel a certain kind of way, and I feel like you should change that because it hurts me. Yeah, it hurts me, and I feel like you should just change that attitude.
Mm.
So you talk to him, you calm him down, tell him like why you don't like this, you get that kind of thing. Like, just talk to him. And if he doesn't listen, there's a problem there. There's a big problem there.
Wow. So if he doesn't listen, there is a problem. Now, in a case where, because the reason this topic is so important is because when men see women dominating in a relationship or in marriage, it looks like it's a problem. Why is it a problem?
Like what she said earlier, even according to Bible, God has given that man the power to dominate. And
I
you
love
now
the sound of that.
taking your responsibility to that woman, you know, people will see it from another perspective.
Okay.
And which ought not to be. As a man, you need to be a man.
Okay.
And you need to man up. You need to be that man to
Man
take
up in the right way.
in the right
Man
way.
up
Yeah,
in the right way. I like that.
Yes, man up in the right way. You need to be in charge of your family, of your home. So you have to take that power on you. And a lady, maybe the husband has, okay, fine, let's share this.
Okay.
But don't take it for granted as a lady. Don't say, okay, because my husband has given me that
When it
responsibility.
gives you that leadership
that
role.
leadership role. Be in a public place, talking to the man as if he's your housemaid or anything, you know, it's will actually ridicule that man as well. And that's how the public will actually take that man. They'll be telling her, that man is woman rapper.
Yeah, that word.
Woman rapper, like someone that is controlled by a woman.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. So if a man loses that sense of responsibility given to him by God, and then, you know, loses grip of his family, begins to do things that, you know, that a man is not supposed to do. You lose grip on your family. Maybe you begin to neglect your family. You have lost your responsibilities. And at that time, it's okay for a woman who is responsible
To stand up.
To take charge.
to take charge.
charge.
At that point, it's not the woman exerting that power over the man.
It's the man that
has
has neglected
lost.
his responsibility.
Yes, he has lost his responsibility.
So men need to hold that responsibility
Yes.
because it was given by God.
Yeah, it was
And
given
it
to
doesn't have to be forced. You know, I like the fact that we have a lady here who's sitting down and then she totally agrees. The Bible says we should be submissive. The Bible have given men, you know, dominion over women.
Yes.
But it has to be done, according to you, in a very good manner.
Yeah.
Where a man begins to impose unnecessarily on the wife, he's losing that responsibility.
Yeah.
Because it's not given to you to lord it over. You have to do it responsibly. Wow. That is very, very important. Now, why is the expression, you know, why is the expression of dominance? Why does society look at it like it is a normal thing for a man, and then it is abnormal for women?
woman.
Let's take this away. Let's not look at, okay, the dominance that was given to men. Why does society frown at it? Does it mean women cannot be in leadership position when it comes to taking charge of the home front?
Wow. Women can be, you know, women can be leadership. Like somebody said, without the neck.
Yeah, without the neck, the head cannot
cannot
stand.
Okay.
Yeah, or turn or whatever. Before you get married or before you start like dating somebody and everything, you know, like they say, opposites attract each other.
Yeah.
And then you can meet a man that, how like now, is very soft. I don't know how to explain that.
It's
but
not
like,
all out there.
yeah, it's not all out there. But
Okay.
like, then as a woman, you are like the direct
To
opposite.
complement.
Yes.
Okay.
So I feel like in that kind of thing, your husband is not. You have to.
Compliment
Yes.
where he is not really coming out.
Yes, you
Okay.
have to adapt it for the sake of your family and your children and everything, so that everybody will be in the right place. So there's no disrespect.
Okay.
There's no.
But if we have known this thing that the Bible says men should dominate, women should be submissive, so what is this thing about gender equality?
Are you talking about feminism?
Feminism, yes.
One thing we need to
Feminism
understand is
especially.
this. One thing we need to understand is this. Even according to the Bible, a man have his own responsibility,
Okay.
while the female have their own responsibility as well.
Okay.
a man cannot do the responsibility of a woman, and a woman cannot do that responsibility of a man. But you now trying to put head that, okay, I want to be nagging heads with male or female. That's where feminism comes in. Yes, you have your own responsibility as a woman to do, which the man cannot do. You can take charge of the home, you can take charge of the children as well, everything. But the man is to go out there, look forward to it, to protect the family, to provide for the family as well.
Okay.
Now, these days, women are going out, being in different places, positions.
Okay.
They are now top, and they are now trying to knock heads with men.
That is
but
not-
which cannot be.
It's not supposed to be
It's
for a
not supposed
woman
to
to
be.
go out and get a job and take care of her home.
No, I'm not saying no. Woman working, going out, getting a job is to support, not to dominate.
Okay.
Yes, is to support that man in the house. Okay, when your husband is bringing 100 naira,
Okay.
as an example, the man should be like, bring like 15 naira to the
15
table.
naira,
Add
okay.
something to the table.
At least so you can have a sense of belonging, not like you must do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
However, so we've heard from your side as a male. Let's hear from the female side. What's your perception about feminism? We're
I'm
talking
not a
document.
supporter. No, I don't support feminism.
You don't support feminism. This is rather strange.
But some females support feminism. They
that's
prefer putting, they prefer being on the same level
Yeah.
with that man.
That's their problem.
And it's rather strange, well, in so to speak, that you can have a woman sit and say, well, I'm not in support of feminism. Men dominate, which means you are getting this idea like right from the Bible, because what the Bible says is what the Bible says.
Yes, it's what it
Be
says.
submissive.
Yeah, we are going to be. And the man should be dominant. Period.
The man should be dominant, but like we said here, in a very responsible
Yes.
way.
And the one thing we need to add to this, like she pointed out something earlier. Husband and wife cannot have the same character. Is either one is a sheep and the other is goat.
And we're
Both of
actually
you
built
cannot
differently.
Yes.
Yes,
it can't
both
be
of
the
you
same.
cannot be the sheep, and both of you cannot be goat, because you can't have two drivers inside the
drivers.
vehicle, because the car will just crash. So it's either you have one that is gentle and the other one is a bit hard, so
Okay.
that the children will be brought up in the right way.
Yeah.
You
Children
know,
will be brought up in the right
when the children make some offense
Okay.
and nobody to discipline them,
Mm.
the husband will be like, okay, leave them, they are children.
Mm.
But at least the wife should say, okay,
Should fill up that
to fill up that
space.
space, to punish
Okay.
them
Yes.
in the right way.
Okay. So there can be dominance, but dominance has to come not selfishly.
Yes.
It has to come in a way to know that it is not for you to dominate. It is a responsibility
Responsibility,
for you
yes.
to take charge.
Please
And taking charge does not mean you have to impose. Taking charge means taking control
Yes.
and then making sure that this thing that you have been handed to take care of is in order.
Order,
Am I
yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Good. So, for those out there who are misunderstanding dominance to be power, extra power to control, to dominate, to impose, how can they positively exert this dominance on their partners?
Just be calm with your partner. Just, I don't know. Take it easy. Just take it easy. The man can be in control, but do it wisely. Don't overdo it.
Okay.
Do it calmly. We women, we love men that treat us like egg.
Okay.
Like, treat me like a princess.
Mm.
Make me feel like a queen.
Okay.
And I'm ready to give it
To
all
submit.
to you.
Okay, so it's all up to the man.
Yes.
Make me feel special.
Yes.
And you can usurp that's your opportunity of dominance. And I will be ready to submit to you. So you mean men lose it when they begin to neglect or treat their women badly?
Yes.
That is when women begin to oppose
Yes,
that
and start, no, I'm
dominance.
not doing what you asked me to do, this, that. Why would you tell me not to do this, kind of thing? So, like, I feel like if you treat her with the respect she deserves, she will give it to you. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Yes.
Let me hear from
And
you ways
another
that
thing
men
is,
can
number one is have a listening ear.
have a listening ear. Yeah,
Yes, you don't be on the right side at every time.
all the time.
And another thing is, be this kind of person that your tone
Mm.
determines. if you shout, ladies, they are this kind of creature
Yeah.
that when you're talking to them, you need to be calm. Don't need to be hard on them.
Mm.
When you talk to them in a calm way, even they will actually go extra mile to
Extra
do that
miles.
thing.
Yes.
But when you are talking to them in a harsh way, they will now try to come out with, oh, no, you can't command me.
Mm.
Can't-
But whereas when you are talking to them in a calm way, you are commanding them
Okay.
indirectly.
Yes.
But in the tune
The tone.
is different.
The
Okay.
manner.
So have a listening ear and then be calm with them.
Be calm, just like she said. Calm
be
down.
calm.
However, there are men that have abused this power given to them and responsibilities by God. And that is why these women are beginning to clamor for,
Yes.
equality. What would you say to a woman out there who feels like she deserves to be equal to a man?
Number one thing you need to understand is this. The Bible said wives should submit themselves, yes, to their
Yes.
husband.
But this, when we talk of relationship, the woman is looking at, I'm not a wife. I am a
But,
girl.
but
I'm not
don't
married.
forget one thing.
Why
You need to
should
understand
I
that
be?
a relationship leads to marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want in your marriage, you need to start portraying it in your relationship. That's the point. What you want in your marriage, you
Okay.
need to start portraying it in that relationship. So if you are not submitting yourself to man, that means when you get to that marriage, you won't submit yourself.
So if it doesn't happen from the relationship, it cannot transcend to happening in the marriage.
But then the man
Wow.
has to give me reasons for me to submit.
But one thing you need to understand is as a man, yes, you are dominating, but I will give you that reason to submit. But if you don't submit, that's when we can actually.
Yeah, that's when the
Together.
problem comes
So
in.
why
Because
can't you
we
submit
can't-
until he gives you the reason?
No, I can't just. A man should come up at me and then he's shouting
Yeah,
at
because
me
God
and-
has told you to be submissive. Why should you wait for him to give you a reason before you submit?
For example, okay, we're in the house and then something happened with the children, and then he comes like, "Why did you do this? Blah, blah, blah. The children are doing this." I'm like, "Oh God, calm down. Talk to me politely. Like you have to give me reasons why. Oh, I should do this with what happened just now. Like, don't just come at me because you're angry. You now want to like push everything on me. Calm down with me. I'm your wife. You can talk to me.
Okay.
Yes, talk. Let's have this conversation. Whatever
Yeah,
it is,
but my
we talk.
point is this: you want to wait for him to give you a reason before you're submissive. The reason is already God. God has said
Yeah,
it.
God has
Be
said it.
submissive.
God has said
You
it,
don't
but
have
at
to
that
wait.
point in time, he's overdoing it.
But one thing you need to understand is this: at that point, you need to just keep silent, let that man shout, and maybe when he's calm, you can actually talk to him. Because when when the man is shouting and you're shouting back,
Yeah,
That's where you will happen.
There's a fight.
So
Yeah.
so
you really-
so you need to be submissive at that.
Yes,
So
but
you
like
have to be submissive without him giving you a reason.
at that point, you have to be submissive because okay, let's listen, let's not fight.
Okay.
Then later, Onaga meet him. Oga, I do not fancy the way you just spoke to me. Oh. You get? I do not fancy it at all. Next time, talk to me this way, talk to me that way. Don't do that. End of
Which means
discussion.
you are respecting his boundaries. You want him to respect yours.
Yes.
I'll be submissive, but don't overdo
Yes.
it. Okay. Now, how can we separate dominance from leadership in a relationship?
Dominance and leadership. Leadership is coordinating,
Okay.
while dominance for me is bullying.
No, but we just use
Yes,
dominance and then we
dominance. Yes, let's just do it this way. Leadership is coordinating, while dominance, negative one is bullying. You get the point?
But dominance is there as a word. You are totally given that opportunity. But leadership is you carrying along.
yeah, that's why I said coordinating.
So
And
how can we-
leadership is we, not I.
Okay.
You get the point? Leadership is we, not I.
Not I.
Dominating is
I.
I.
For you.
Yes.
Do this. And even if it's not convenient for you, you must do it.
So which would you rather have as a woman? Dominance or leadership?
Why can't I have both?
Oh, you would love to have both. Yeah, it's not too
Yeah,
much to
there are
ask
some
for.
instances you need to be dominant. You need to
Take full
take that
charge.
step.
Okay.
Take full charge.
But-
And there are sometimes you just have to, press it soft.
So it's just best.
Just lead.
It's just best to exert both at the same time.
Yeah, you can.
In dominating don't forget that you are a leader.
Leader. Yes.
Don't forget to take control.
True.
Yes.
Don't forget to take charge. And do not forget, most importantly, that you are being an example for people.
Yes.
Because your
Kids.
sons will be watching. Whatever you exert on their mother is what they will take to their wife.
Yes.
And you don't want to leave a
It
menace to the society.
Yes.
So it is good for us as Christians to understand that dominance is not an opportunity to enslave. It is actually a divine mandate to be in position of leadership, to guide people in the right direction for better judgment and decision. That position has not been created to lord or to be a master to the purported slave. It is actually God giving you that power to be Him in that space that you find yourself. God is giving you the power to be God in that family, representing Him, doing what He has to do. Because as much power as God has on us, He still shows us love on a daily basis. If you're a man out there having a relationship, if you're a husband, do not misunderstand dominance for mastership. It is actually an opportunity to be a good leader as you lead your relationship or your marriage. God bless you for being a part of us today. Thank you guys for coming on the program. And I hope to have you guys maybe another time on a very wonderful topic. Thank you for being out there. Join us again same time for another fresh episode. For today, take care of yourself.
Masquerade.